Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we rub the lotion on our skin or else we get the hose again as MbL playing as the Vietnamese in red prepares to take on Mr. Yo playing as the Saracens in blue. Now all the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with Scout and with Goat and try to go up to Feudal Age ASAP. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Vietnamese and Archer civilization with access to two very cool Archer units. The first is the Rattan Archer, the second fastest foot Archer in the game, that comes with a decent attack and a massive amount of pierce armor. Think Huskarl with a bow and arrow, I like to say. That makes it very hard for enemy archers to kill it. The second is their other unique unit, the Imperial Skirmisher, a better armored version of the Elite Skirmisher that comes with a higher attack and bonus against other foot archers and cavalry archers. And if that wasn't enough, every single unit that comes out of a Vietnamese archery range automatically gets 20% more HP. Now, to support their range units on the field of battle, the Vietnamese have access to the chonkiest of the chonkiest elephants. If you ignore the Persian elite elephant, their fully upgraded battle elephants come with 420 HP, and the second they hit Imperial, if we're lucky enough to see in a clash of these two titans, the conscription upgrade is free of charge. Now, to afford the cost of training their range units, their battle elephants, and every other military unit, all Vietnamese economic upgrades cost no wood, and their lumberjacks, these guys can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they cut down trees. Now, unlike other civilizations with features, characteristics, bonuses, let's call them, designed to protect their economy from raids, the final feature of the Vietnamese actually allows them to raid more efficiently. Take a look. Let's look at the vision of our Vietnamese player. Do you notice anything on the minimap? You know exactly where your opponent's base is located, so you know exactly where to send your scout once that scout finishes pushing ostriches, zebras. Oh no, confrontation with Dumbo's mother here. Decides to back away. I think when you confront an elephant in the wild, I think the proper thing to do is just to stand your ground as they charge you. I think it's counterintuitive, but that is what I believe you need to do. Just like with a bear, you have to play dead. I think with an elephant, you kind of just have to stand your ground. But in any event, a very cool feature of the Vietnamese that allows them to beeline straight with their scout and with their military without having to explore the map itself. Now, opposing MbL, we've got Mr. Yo as the Saracens, a civ whose incredibly strong and efficient market allows it to gain an early and even mid-game advantage over its opponents to start with. Their markets only cost 75 wood, and their commodity trading fee is fixed at 5%. 5%, which is significantly lower than the 30% that other civs have to pay when, for example, in the early stages of the game to rush up to Castle Age, they have to buy food. Now, using their economic advantage, the Saracens can field quite a hard-hitting tanky army. Their foot archers come with an attack bonus of +3 against buildings, which makes Saracen Feudal Age aggression potentially very scary. Archers, amazing at sniping villagers, amazing at creating zones that enemies can engage into, but absolutely terrible, absolutely dogshit at taking down structures, unless, of course, they come with a nice +3 attack bonus. Now, Saracen Camel Riders are also pretty good. They come with 10 extra HP and can be upgraded to get even more HP. Their Trebs, their Mangonels, Onagers can all be upgraded to increase their attack, and their unique unit, the Mameluke, one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite unit, is a ranged melee camel unit that comes with a pretty big attack bonus against cavalry, and whose HP can also be upgraded just like any other Saracen camel unit. So these are the two civs we have. Civs that, by the way, we've seen in the last week, not against each other, but always excited when I watch Saracen when I get to cast their games, because Mameluke, like I said, I think if I had to, gun to my head, had to pick one civilization unique unit that I love the most, I would say it would be the Mameluke. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's old school from the late 1990s, early 2000 deathmatch Frank Wars, where everyone would just go heavy on the Paladin. And, the Mameluke would just absolutely shred every single paladin that headed towards it. In any event, let's take a look at the bases while the players both head up to Feudal Age. It looks like our Saracen will be about 25 seconds ahead of his opponent. Mr. Yo already starting to wall off his base. My favorite lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies. I know you guys have all answered my questions about what to do with butterflies. I will not click on them. I will not touch the powder on their wings. They will be nice and safe, even though right as I say that, of course, I did click these 2 lemon bushes like an idiot. In any event, primary gold. Whoa, a little bit off to the front. Very exposed here. Primary stone, nice and secure in a Tetris piece to the back. But entirety of the front of his base, open. This is going to be tough for Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo likes to create little enclosures for himself. We'll see what he does with a map that's this open. Will he make use of the gold as part of his wall off as MbL moves forward? And by the way, MbL has seen everything. He knows that this base is open and exposed while these 2 militia continue to circle. Let's take a look at MbL's primary gold. Nice forward position, but why do I say nice? Because there's this long, juicy stretch of forest here protecting the entire front of his base. Talk about a lucky forest location here for MbL. All he needs to do is secure the wall off to the north. Primary stone also in a bit of an upside down T-shape in the front position. So both resources in the front position, but he's got this big forest, whereas Mr. Yo, who now engages into the militia, should be able to slaughter them quite easily. 1 scout weak with 1 HP manages to save him. Wow, fantastic play. Not too sure exactly what the point of saving this guy is with 1 HP. Maybe in castle you can heal him up with a monk, but for now, this guy's days are numbered. He is most likely going to go on scout duty and pray that he doesn't run into any red dots on the minimap, lest they take his life with 1 swipe of the sword, the spear, the javelin, or the arrow. Any of those with 1 hit will kill that scout. But you know what? Relic finding duty is not that bad. Enjoy your retirement, my friend. Your compadres are dying out on the field of battle while you get to scout around looking for juicy ostriches who are watching the battle. Psycho ostriches. They like the bloodshed. What can you do? Now it is Mr. Yo who takes a 6-2 kill count, villager count. Our Vietnamese ahead of his opponent by 1 villager right as I finish that sentence. Oh, a bit of a gap here in MbL's defenses. Not that it matters with this giant gap to the left, but still a bit of an oversight, and Mr. Yo shoving in with 2 semi-healthy scout cav, a 3rd and a 4th and a 5th on the way. He wants to put on some good aggression, but remember, when you go and take a look at this, sold stone, buying food, buying wood, remember that these are at the Saracen rates, which is why it's 107 gold and not 132 gold, for example. And those all add up. Some people call it market abuse. Some people call it market use. Some people... How does this song go? I don't know. I forget the lyrics of the song I was trying to quote, but Mr. Yo's got to be careful. Can't engage into a town center with these scouts who are now incredibly weak, even though 8 kills on this band of brothers here. This guy's still exploring, still looking for relics, and MbL moving forward with a force, not the scariest force in the world here. 3 spear and an archer. But we'll see. Does not find an entrance. Where will he go? What will he do? Tries to poke into the corner of the archery range, finds a bit of a wall off, and decides to do what? Back off. 3 more archers join the army, another one heading over. And Mr. Yo continuing to do absolutely nothing but pulling villagers off the production line here, pulling them off the lumber, pulling them off the gold is not bad at all. Downtime, you know, villager kill is probably the best you can hope for with an early feudal age army like this, especially when villagers themselves are quite capable of defending themselves with the loom upgrade. But if you can't get kills, downtime is just as... let's not say just as powerful. I got a little carried away in the moment. A little, what is it? Artistic liberty stork returning from delivering Dumbo to his mother. His mother, by the way, probably killed a long time ago by MbL's hunters. So, more like the story of Bambi than the story of Dumbo. But look at this, Mr. Yo having scouted, knowing that these villagers were moving forward with this scout. What was he doing there for a second? Repairing the market. Is ready to receive this tower. I'm not too sure about the location of the tower here for our Vietnamese player. But counter tower going up. Let's see if he manages. Oh, if he only had put the archers into the tower, maybe he could have killed 2 or 3 villagers here. But instead, choosing to pivot with his entire army to the right, does not have enough stone for another tower. So I'm not too sure what these villagers are doing here. 5 of them are attacking a palisade gate. Mr. Yo continuing to circle with this one scout cavalry unit with its 1 HP. A house behind this, but still creates a bit of a gap here. Oh, no, never mind. He put a palisade wall. I barely saw it there. So distracted by those pretty blue butterflies. And here we go. Finds himself a little nook, but has to be careful. This is a nook, but it's also a kill zone if a bunch of scout cavalry show up. I saw a javelin, which tells me that skirmishers are now out on the field of battle. And it is now our Saracen who is ahead, villagers 37 to 34, but army supply is only half. Let's see how he can defend this, focusing instead of the army on the villagers. Skirmishers not exactly the villager killing machine that you're looking for here. Not exactly good at attacking much except this stuff. Will he see the stable? Yes, he does. Our Vietnamese going stable when he has no resources to go up to Castle Age. So maybe Mr. Yo is supposed to think that elephants are coming out of here later on in the game. But for now, it's just for Scout Cavalry. Scout Cavalry, always such a tricky Feudal Age play because... By the way, in the meantime, the tower has collapsed here. Mr. Yo has defended himself a second tower. Our Vietnamese player has 3 villagers on stone. Mr. Yo, though, has 4, and so will be able to get up a defense very quickly. And as I was saying, scout play in Feudal Age, very, very tricky because they cost a lot of food. And going up to the next age costs a lot of food. So sometimes you see players who go 7, 8, 9, 10 scouts. That's basically all the food they need to go up to Castle Age. So they are sacrificing quick castle, or quicker castle, let's say, for Feudal Age aggression, which generally, in my experience, you guys know what I think about Feudal Age aggression in terms of these units. They are weak. They're good at killing each other, but they're not really good at killing anything else. You'll get a few villagers, but that's about it. In exchange for how many units here? But I don't think the purpose of Feudal Age armies really is to wreak havoc on economies. I think it's more to distract, to create future areas of attack or establish areas where in Castle Age you can attack from. That being said, Mr. Yo is the one who has defended himself and is the one heading up to Castle first. What an incredibly big chunk of the map he has carved out for himself. Okay. I mean, MbL has already penetrated Mr. Yo's base. Mr. Yo successfully defended it. And now he's going up to castle, getting bloodlines. How many stables does our Saracen have? And will we see camels? Just the 1 stable. Our Vietnamese still 150 food away from going up to Castle Age. He's got 9 villagers on food. Might want to, you know, raise that number. Get those numbers up. 3 villagers to 3 villagers killed. But Mr. Yo here significantly ahead with that defender's advantage. But, oh man, our Vietnamese is relentless. At this point, might as well just build outposts. Let's take a look at his vision here. So he sees whatever comes out of this side of the map, unless Mr. Yo decides to go all the way around. He sees the movement in this portion of the map. Let's call it the south of Mr. Yo's base. And now he's going to see the southwest as well. Hasn't explored this part. I'm surprised that MbL's vision is so, how do I say, incomplete? Whereas Mr. Yo, oh my goodness, take a look at the mini-map. There is one little area of darkness and a second, and the rest of the map has been scouted. Wow, that is just incredible, incredible vision by Mr. Yo, but all that scouting is good with an asterisk because right now he is being aggressed into. Even though his knights are out, he is still technically on the defensive, so all the map vision in the world is not going to help him unless he moves out. And that's exactly what he does. He says, you know what? I know you've got an army here. MbL sending his archers home. These guys are probably just dead meat waiting to die at this stage of the game. MbL sending his army home. Mr. Yo says, you know what? I know you've got a bit of a forward base here. Let's call it a mini base. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to send my... I know exactly where you are. Thanks to my incredible map vision. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly where your wall-offs may or may not be. Now he's going to reach this part of the wall-off before it is completed. Unless MbL does exactly what he's doing now. Oh my god. Oh, just in the nick of time. Monsieur decides to make an issue of it, sending another knight. Sending another knight. Knights all the livelong days, but we'll discover now that there's a competing monastery with a competing Ark of the Covenant being lowered into its secret compartment. Decides to cancel. What happens to the Ark when you cancel? Oh, it becomes yellow? Gold? Very interesting. Very interesting. Look at this. When you cancel a monastery, the infrastructure, I mean, it makes sense with the Ark of the Covenant. Not exactly a structure that's designed or what's the word I'm looking for? Historically or traditionally, I think the word I'm looking for, known as something that can be easily destroyed. Mr. Yo now pressuring into his opponent's base. Both players in castle are Saracens, 6 villagers ahead, but still down in army supply. And now he feels comfortable enough. He's getting rams. He's got on it mangonels. Has destroyed the tower here with those knights, as we saw. Oh, where were you going? Where the heck were you going, Mr. Monk? But should lose the mangonel, right? Oh my god, what a juicy hit. Look at that. HP down to almost nothing on these crossbows. Knight engages into light cab. Knight should take this handily. Look at his HP bar. It's a base barely moving. But now Mr. Yo is the one who pivots and goes home, just like MbL did when Mr. Yo hit castle. And a 2-on-1 situation. The ram is down. But it does look like MbL's aggression for now is over. I don't see any red units streaming across the map. Do you? Do you see any infrastructure here? Right as I say that, he plops down a siege workshop. But a second town center going up for our Vietnamese. A second town center already up for our Saracen, who is now exploring the map. But take a look at his vision. Lots and lots of darkness. Lots and lots of fog. Mr. Yo circling around the back. Will he attract the ire of the lion? No, he does not. Has sneakily managed to avoid it. Now he's inserted himself into a nook, but nothing really here. Scout Cav taking on basic skirmishers with +2, +1. Okay. But the skirmishers have led him straight into the welcoming arms of crossbows, which should be able to kill this guy unless he does exactly what he just did, which is disengage and run away. Mangonel. Oh, good attack round. Bet he wishes he was Koreans with a minimum range of 1 instead of the minimum range of 3. Where are you going? Vision here? Okay, not a bad way to get vision. Good amount of pierce armor on this unit means that the town center, the tower, will need a while to kill it. And look at this, he's seen so much. Oh no, looks like Mr. Yo's mangonel has died, but now the knights are here. But holy moly, how many crossbows? 24 crossbows, 30 in total. Army supplies 32 to 19. Our Saracen may be taking a bit of a too relaxed approach to the engagement happening in front of his base. Mr. Yo doesn't seem very panicked, does he? Building one knight. When he sees this entire force, oh, they're going to do a good amount of damage here. Unless they miss every single freaking volley, which is exactly what happens. Which is why he is getting ballistics. Fourth town center going up for him as well. Will be able to get the stone. But Mr. Yo returns to the scene of the crime from his last attempt to break into the base. This time, though, 4 knights will reinforce this. Oh my god, there was a gap here? Or did he create a gap? We'll take a look. Maybe in picture I'll add whatever the hell happened here. Unless this is just a mistake by our Vietnamese. Because now, all of a sudden, 7 knights with +1/+1 in 40 seconds will be +1/+2. And MbL now taking a very relaxed approach. Your base is under attack. You have two options. Go back to defend it or put on enough pressure here so that Mr. Yo needs to return home. Oh, double kill. Beautiful micro. Did he even lose a single crossbow? No, he did not. 4. He did now. Oh, pancaked by the mangonel, which is now moving forward again. Does manage to get a little bit of HP here. The knights have returned. 7 of them have become 6 of them. One fallen comrade has remained inside the Vietnamese base, and now a Saracen castle being placed in a very forward position here. Let's call it a defensive forward position, because this is still on the inside of his base. And look at Mr. Yo reinforcing his wall off, not exactly with stone walls. He's got 218 stone, 0 villagers on stone, so not exactly sure why he's not building stone walls. But houses serve a dual purpose. They create another wall off layer, and they also give him population room. It desperately needs it. He was about 4 units away from being supply blocked. And MbL. By the way, take a look at their HP. Should be 42 instead of the usual 35. These... Oh my god, so good. Oh no! Oh man, their HP is just dying slowly. The monks, hello. Wasn't this something that was fixed in the patch recently? This was something people were complaining about. Look, the monks, they're just not healing the units. Why are they not healing the units? They're right in front of you. At least right click, get the party started there with those monks, who now go where? They go south? Okay. But now they're going to be attacked by these scout cav. A knight manages to bust into here. 6 kills already. Scouts moving south. And here we go. MbL deciding this is the moment where he wants to put on the aggression. More than double the army supply. Nothing that Mr. Yo has can engage into this except for this one mangonel. And where is it? It is moving forward. It's going to get the monks. Target the monks. No, he targets nothing. Gets nothing. And then dies. What an ignominious defeat there for that one mangonel. And now Mr. Yo has literally nothing that can engage into this army except maybe one monk. Scout cav can't. Skirmishers can't. Knights definitely can't. Not with how many monks still left? 3 monks still left. And the monks, again, they're not healing. Why are they not healing these crossbows? Is what I want to know. I thought this was dealt with in the patch, like I said. In any event, not going to beat a dead horse, even though you guys know I am absolutely in love with repeating myself. Oh, MbL moving a little bit too forward. Does he care? Mangonel being repaired. Tower being repaired. And here we go. The one unit that Mr. Yo has that can engage into this is the monk. The monk gets sniped. Light cav are now out for our Saracen. Shoot away. This is a lot of ranged units here for our Vietnamese. And remember, with this extra HP, it may not sound like a lot, 35 up to 42. But when your opponent is going in light cav, even knights, that means they need to swipe their sword one more time in order to kill you. And if they're swiping their sword one more time, you best believe all of these crossbows are firing one more time. And so that gives you a massive advantage. That extra 20% of HP. We'll do the numbers when the game is over, just to maybe double check to make sure I'm not just talking out of my ass, which I have been known to do in the past. But I do believe the extra HP on these crossbows is such that, again, Mr. Yo's units, the melee at least, need 1 extra attack, especially these light cav that attack on a 7 only. And now Mr. Yo is attempting to bust in here, but there's a good amount of ranged units here to defend, a good amount of villagers to do what? Tank? Oh no, where was he sending these villagers? Sending them to die. It looks like, okay, they're engaging in the light cav while the crossbows take the light cav down. But the light cav have good pierce, 4 pierce armor, and now there are the 5 skirmishers from before the game, from before Castle Age. The relics of a time long past are joining in as well. MbL cock of the walk over here says, even if you garrison this town center, it's going to fall very quickly. I'm going to move forward. Maybe he thought he could snipe some villagers, but in any event, all he's doing is taking unnecessary damage here. Not enough to one-shot these light cav, really, with 30 crossbows. Interesting. That just shows you how powerful the armor upgrades are on these Lycav, who, by the way, are shredding through more and more. Mr. Yo replying in kind here has killed 37 villagers to the 14 of his opponent, which means I think technically he has killed more army supply as well. These villagers just kind of standing around watching their friends die. And now they finally join the fight. They get their cutlasses out and they start swiping at the horse's ass. But a knight is a little bit different. And this is not the Ethiopians, as we saw, who get the pikeman upgrade automatically once they hit castle for free. Mamelukes. But why are you building Mamelukes? He has no cavalry. I love this unit. I absolutely love this unit. The question is, why is he building it at this time? Is it just something? Is this a case of just build whatever the hell you can because your base is about to be swamped? Your entire expeditionary force? Holy shit, look at the ground littered with dead bodies. Okay, or maybe they're here just to catch reinforcements. What's their attack speed, by the way? 2. Okay, so it should be the same as these, right? No, they're not minus. All right, they're minus 0.3 now. Town center does fall for our Saracen. MbL is for a second time inside the Saracen settlement. And let's see what he can get done here. Is this his only villager here? I'm just going to highlight everything and see. Yes, it is his only villager, but the monks save it. Oh no, he tethered the knight to the monk, which means the knight was moving super duper slowly. Takes another mangonel shot. Mr. Yo here not getting very lucky with his mangonel shots this game, but he's back. 4 kills for the Mamelukes already. Another little force here. Bow and arrow. Hammers, axes, whatever they can. Lion joining into the fight. But, oh, look at this. The pathing. The pathing is blocking the lion. Amazing. Oh my god. There was a castle being built here. But, okay. He wanted to... oh my god. 2 lions. 2 lions attacking. Oh, but they're attacking uphill. These villagers are going to make very quick work. One goes down. Second one goes down. Mr. Yo originally wanted to build his castle here, but I think... No, there's no way. There's no way MbL saw this. This is just a lucky move out by the villagers. If they even see it. I mean, they'll see it in what? 10 seconds? When it starts firing holy hell down upon them. Let's take a look at the vision. And there it is. Now they see it. Oh, no. I think Mr. Yo didn't want to reveal his castle too early, but ends up revealing it at the exact same time he would have revealed it anyway. But with 7-8 army supply, has managed to push MbL back. The only question I have here for MbL... Oh, God, gets one. Look at the HP on these guys below half. I have one question for MbL. Why are you stopping? You are 39 army supply to 14. You are down 68 villagers to 105 of your opponent. MbL here has to make a choice. He has a choice to make. He has to make a decision. Sorry. Do you invest in more villagers? In which case your attack will do exactly what it's doing now, which is stalling, and these crossbows are dead. 9 army supply. Oh, no. Oh, no. Or do you use your villagers' existing villager count to just pump out more and more army? Score, I was about to say scores and it stopped. I sounded like that snake from the Jungle Books. Scores, very similar. 3 or 4% difference. This is what I'm talking about. Why the hell are your crossbows here in the middle of nowhere? Taking unnecessary mangonel shots. Maybe. Oh, okay. MbL wants to engage. Mr. Yo says, nah, not today. About expecting his opponent to try a reach around from the back here, has positioned his mangonel, but unfortunately right in the middle of the low ground. Okay, there we go. It does move it to the high ground. Hopefully it stops. Stop. Any event. MbL takes the foot off the gas, and you know what that means against a player like Mr. Yo? Take a look at army supply. 31 all of a sudden. It was 9 a few minutes ago. Now it's 31, and it's 31 made up of light cavalry and Mamelukes, which have... I mean, the Mameluke pierce armor is shit too, but these guys, 4 pierce armor means that even castles need a little bit of time to take these guys down. And while that happens, they are just destroying, absolutely destroying the villager count. Do we see rattan archers? Oh my goodness, what a beautiful unit. I love their little shields. such a cool unit. Oh no! Okay. I was gonna say he realizes that he can't escape, otherwise he'll lose more units. Does move into the let's call it the oh my god, the murder hole radius. Let's call it the murder hole radius. Why the hell not? So I mean, in theory, if left alone, these crossbows could eventually take down this castle. Ain't nothing stopping them. But this is, oh my god, what the hell happened here? Oh mama, let's see it. Let's freaking see it. How many? 20. Oh, let's see it again. Let's see it again. Oh man. Oh man. Oh me, oh my. Oh, slow-mo makes it so much worse. And then this idiot on the retreat gets attacked in the back and dies as well. Wow. I had the question for MbL. I said, why are you stopping? And look at Mr. Yo used a number of counterattacks of light cav, then threw in a bunch of Mamelukes. What a super beautiful unit, by the way. Threw in so many small little raids, attacks, 57 villager kills. Not that MbL is doing poorly in that regard as well. 42 is not that far off from 57. About what? Sorry, 15 villagers. I was trying to do the math. About 15 villagers. Relic count 2-1 for our Saracen. Not really probably playing a role, but yeah, MbL. He was inside the base originally here. Then he penetrated here, got rid of the town center, which has now apparently been it appears has been rebuilt. But again, could not deal with Mr. Yo's aggression. This is something that the Viper and Hera are both really good at. When they know that they're going to be putting on a lot of aggression, they wall their bases off quite well. Now, the only thing I'll say is, and I've said this before, once you reach a certain number of villagers, 60 to 80, you stop microing them individually. You know, when you start the game, you have 3 villagers, you go up to 20, 30, 40. You can micro individual ones here and there. But once you're in this stage of the game, especially 50 minutes in, your focus is on 5 different screens. It's here, it's here, it's here. You're defending against the castle here, and the raids over here, and, you know, a million other places. You all of a sudden don't notice that your villagers have cut the wood line, which has left this entire area open. You know who notices? Oh, excuse me. You know who notices? The Saracens. The Saracens notice and immediately exploit that. On top of which, he draws out the Vietnamese attention to the right side of the map for just a brief moment. And then all of a sudden, the rattan archers, the crossbows, have to make the arduous, difficult journey all the way from here back to here. And by the time they make it, Mr. Yo's already here with 23 army supply. Whereas Mr. Yo, take a look. Do you see any gap in his wall off? I mean, let's be fair. When you carve out a huge chunk of the map like this, like Mr. Yo did, you've got a lot of internal forests. And so you can jack this lumber for a long, long time without having to touch your external lumber. Whereas if you only carve out a small little piece here, your external lumber is the only lumber you have. And when you're done jacking that, it creates exposed areas. Whereas Mr. Yo has this entire forest on the inside, this entire forest on the inside, which means these are untouched. These are like parklands that no one can touch, except you see exactly the same mistake here. So there is, I shouldn't have mistake, an oversight. The same thing happening here, but everywhere else except for the front, which was the theater of war, Mr. Yo looks like he's quite well walled off. Although here as well, you know what? Okay, also, you know, could again, falling prey to the same oversight, because when you reach 115 villagers, you're not microing every single villager. So the person to exploit that here was our Saracen, and exploited that fantastically. Otherwise, he would have had to deal with 30 some odd army supply when he only had 9. But instead, what does he do? Sends 6, or what was it, 7 knights originally. Once those 7 knights outlived their usefulness, upgrades his scouts to light cav forward. The light cav charge of the Saracen Light Brigade as they slaughter villagers on wood lines, on gold lines, on stone quarries, anywhere and everywhere, while at the same time securing the perimeter of his base with castles, with wall off single and double. And what an absolute fantastic hold here by Mr. Yo. We've seen this so many times where Mr. Yo seems like he should GG. I mean, he had, when was it, in Feudal Age? He had how much army supply here? Like 16 army supply or something? Definitely more than 10. Just hounding, attacking into his base, managed to get up the 2 towers that he did. But yeah, again, he's done this so many times. He's the master of holding and then just exploding onto the map. And that's exactly what he did. And MbL, unfortunately, he had so many villagers here taking wood. But look at his forward base of operations. A monastery, a siege workshop, a house, and a lumber camp. Where are the archery ranges? Where are the stables, except for the one that was here that is now destroyed? I guess he's got this stable here. This archery range over here. What an absolutely fantastic game out of both players. What a fun, very heavy attack. But again, I asked MbL this question. Why are you not pushing in? Why did he send his crossbows over here? Would love to know the logic. While his base was under attack, he must know that there's a clock on him with so few villagers at the late stages of Castle Age. You must know that your opponent is either doing much better based on the scores, even though now they're just about 10% apart, or just based on the fact that your opponent is raiding you. You should know that your opponent somehow has the economy to produce 15 light cav, 8 Mamelukes. Again, Mamelukes, not a cheap unit. They aren't expensive. 85 gold. So 8 of them here is what? 680 gold in this Mameluke army, plus 55 food, plus 80 food for these scouts or light cav. So you know your opponent has a massive economy, and at the same time a castle goes up. So he must know. Plus you're playing Mr. Yo, so you know his economy is just absolutely a juggernaut of an economy. And it's the Saracens who have that ridiculous 5% commodity fee. So MbL just did not get enough critical damage done. His forward base of operations a little not, let's say not, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness, my brain sometimes, I'm looking for certain words. It just didn't have the structures that he needed in order to push in. He's in Castle Age, he's Vietnamese. Where are the elephants? You know? Where are the elephants? What would Mr. Yo do if you showed up with your elephants and those 30 crossbows, even these 20 crossbows over here to snipe these Mamelukes? Because again, the Mameluke, 0 base pierce armor, which means they are very susceptible to crossbow fire, especially when you get up to 20, 30 plus crossbows. A few wall-offs, castles, etc. His homestead could have been defended. It looked like they were, okay, he does have enough stone for a castle, so could have secured the stone pile, which still has 450 stone in it. In any event, a super fun game. Love the aggression by MbL. Absolutely love it, but failing to capitalize on that aggression allowed Mr. Yo to spring out of his contain with 77 light cav against 113 crossbows. Peak APM for both players, roughly the same for Mr. Yo later on in the game. MbL a little bit earlier on. Economy, take a look at this. My goodness me, oh my. 16,000 resources difference is what? Almost 50%. Bigger economy here for our Saracen. Almost 4,000 more wood. 9,000 more food. Gold, not that big of a difference, but take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is 3 extra castles worth of stone. Kill count, very similar. 57 villager killed for our Saracen, 42 for our Vietnamese. 192 total kills to 168, which is what, 24 units difference? That is not that much. That is absolutely not that much. Our MbL here deciding to prioritize army. But again, the army movement here is what I'm concerned about. Why did he send 20 plus 4 plus 7, 31, 32, 33 crossbows to the corner, to the middle of nowhere. You're not going to bust down a house with 33 crossbows, and by the time you do, you know there's going to be a secondary wall off or a nice juicy mangonel here to meet and greet your crossbows. But it is what it is. It did give us a super fun game, exciting as always between these two titans of the game. Mr. Yo breaking the incredibly... And by the way, MbL not putting on a minute or two of aggression, about 20, 25 minutes of aggression here that would have killed a lesser player, that would have forced a GG. But ultimately, Mr. Yo withstands the Vietnamese barrage, breaks his contain, does his fair share of killing, raiding, pillaging, and looting to the point where MbL just decides to tap out, lives to fight another day. Mr. Yo is victorious, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.